His lips grazed my neck as I whispered, "Keep going." The words slipped out before I could reel them in. His strong arms braced against the leather seat of his car, fog blurring the windows, enclosing us in a world that belonged only to us. We'd parked along a quiet road just outside Maple Hollow, our small town barely lit by a flickering street lamp in the misty dark. The engine was off, making every sound louder. Our quick breaths, the shuffle of my blouse as he lifted it, the creak of the seat beneath me. "You all right?" he murmured, voice low, face inches from mine. I didn't answer right away. I wasn't all right, but I wanted him badly, even though I know I shouldn't. I'm Elara Reed, 39, married for 15 years to Lucas, with a son, Leo, away at college. I sell houses in Maple Hollow, a place where whispers travel faster than facts. My name is familiar here, but I've become invisible, fading into the background like wallpaper no one looks at anymore. No one saw me except him. Elias, 21, was Leo's closest friend in high school. He used to stay over often, helped repaint our fence one hot summer, ate cereal in our kitchen with messy hair and a quiet smile. After college, he came back to work with his father's lawn care business, pulling up in a dented truck. I didn't think much of it until I saw how he looked at me. Not like a kid anymore, but like a man who saw a woman I'd forgotten I could be. It started small, with quiet exchanges, a glance that lingered too long when I handed him a cup of coffee in the kitchen. His fingers brushed mine when I passed him gardening gloves. He asked how my day was, listening like he actually cared. I'd answer, my voice softer, more alive. I hadn't felt noticed in years. Lucas said my name like he was reminding himself I existed. Our house was immaculate. Counters wiped, mail sorted, plastic flowers in a vase because real ones died too soon. Lucas liked tidiness, and I used to too, but now it felt like a prison. After a shower, I'd sit on the bed, towel barely clinging to me, wondering if anyone had seen me in years. The mirror was cruel, showing me someone I barely recognized. But it wasn't the reflection I longed for. It was being truly seen. Elias's return brought noise back to our quiet street. He'd pull up, jeans stained with grass, and the house somehow felt less silent. I'd bring him iced tea or a mug of something warm, and we'd talk. His dad's health, Leo's classes, how Maple Hollow had changed. He'd sit on the porch steps, sweat glistening, and I'd linger in the doorway. His voice slowly chipped away at the numbness that had settled in my chest. Our conversations deepened. His mom's battles, my former teaching job before I got married, music we both liked. Lucas hadn't asked about those things in years, but Elias did. His eyes locked on mine like he was memorizing my words. The shift came slowly, but it came. I found myself adjusting my hair before seeing him, checking my face in the mirror. He'd text me small things, a meme, a news snippet, a line from a song. One night while folding laundry, I got a message. "Do you ever feel like no one really sees you anymore?" I stared at it for 10 minutes before replying, "Yes, every single day." After that, he started calling me Elara, not Mrs. Reed. Elara, like I was someone again. His attention was quiet, focused, filling the blank spaces in my house. The fridge's hum, the groan of the floorboards, all of it began to feel less hollow. One evening, Lucas was at a conference in Chicago. Elias texted asking about the gutters after a storm. A weak excuse. I left the spare key beneath the ceramic gnome by the back door. The house was still, just the kitchen clock ticking and rain tapping gently on the windows. In the garage, he stood, soaked, shirt clinging to him, hands clutching the workbench like he was barely keeping it together. The silence wrapped around us. I reached for a towel, brushing his arm. His skin sparked against mine. "You're drenched," I said. "So are you," though I was perfectly dry. He stepped closer, tentative. "Is this wrong?" he whispered. I leaned into him, and the line we shouldn't cross blurred completely. His lips were warm, needy, soft at first, like he feared I might vanish. I grabbed his wet shirt, pulling him close until my back hit the workbench. His hands slipped beneath my blouse, shaking. My legs trembled as he kissed along my neck, my jaw. I murmured his name, barely audible. "We don't have to," he said, searching my face. I cupped his cheek. "I know what I'm doing," I lied. His forehead rested against mine. Then we didn't stop. His shirt came off heavy with rain. Mine followed. Every brush of his skin was a confession, every breath too loud in the silence. When he pressed into me, I gasped, not from discomfort, but from how real it felt, like a part of me had been waiting for this without knowing it. We moved slowly, carefully, like we were afraid to wake the world. And when it ended, we stayed tangled together, his head on my shoulder, my chest rising and falling fast. Before he left, he said, "I won't pretend this didn't happen." I crept back inside like nothing had changed, but everything had. Even my name, Ilada, felt strange. Lucas didn't notice, but the silence in the house got louder. The fridge's hum, the groan of the floorboards, all of it began to feel less hollow. Elias kept texting, "You seemed quiet today." "I'm just tired," I'd reply, but we both knew better. We passed each other in the hallway, careful, distant, but the air between us hummed. I found myself applying lip balm before I saw him, heart thumping. One night over dinner, Lucas casually mentioned, "Elias seems off lately. Not quite himself." My heart raced, but he didn't push. Just an observation. Still, it cracked something. A shift I couldn't unfeel. I stayed out of the garage after that. Couldn't look at the workbench. Couldn't touch it without remembering. Elias stopped coming around, leaving behind a wrench in the garage like he meant to come back, but never did. I saw him once at the market, reaching for milk. Earbuds in, he moved like he'd shut something deep inside. I watched him frozen. He didn't see me, or chose not to. I let him go. Days later, I found him in the guest room staring at an old photo of me, younger, laughing free. "I don't know how to be around you anymore," he said softly. "Then don't," I said, my throat tight. He turned. "Is that what you want?" I couldn't answer. I picked up a throw blanket and left the room, whispering as I passed him, "You were so deep inside me that night, and I still wanted more. What does that make me?" He didn't even blink. "It makes you real." Lucas noticed the guest room door ajar one morning. "Something wrong?" he asked. I muttered something about forgetting to close it, but shame burned along my neck. Elias quit stopping by completely, left a toolbox in the garage like he meant to come back, but never did. I saw him once at the grocery store, reaching into the freezer aisle. He didn't see me. I stood there, heart thunding, watching him walk away. Back home, I stared out the bedroom window, waiting for headlights that never came. Only darkness, only stillness.